Hey guys, it's Raul again, and today I'm bringing you my spring-ish summer book haul. I haven't done a book haul since May. I kind of put myself on kind of book buying. I don't want to say ban, but more of a book buying restriction where I'm not really buying a lot of books, so I haven't really done a book haul since May. So these are all the little books that I've purchased from that book haul in May up until the beginning of August, which isn't as many as my last book haul, which I'm kind of proud of because within these 2.5 months or so, I didn't pick up that many books, so I'm kind of glad that I haven't been splurging because I have a lot of books right now that I have to read. So I've been trying not to buy as many so that I can read some of the ones that I got. But these are the ones I've gotten since then, and I want to share them with you today. Now these are no particular order because I don't remember what order I got these in, so I'm just going to show them to you in random orders. And the first one that I have here is Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. This is a historical fiction type book set in the 1800s that follows this woman and this murder that happens with this woman she's being accused of, and kind of her story and her trying to clear her name and tell, the story of herself to this family that she's now living with. And yes, I've heard absolutely amazing things about this. I don't know that much more about it other than this murder that's kind of happening within this woman, that's revolving around this woman. So yes, I've heard great things. I picked this one up from Barnes & Noble. They had a sale and I had some credit, so I ended up paying like 56 cents for this one, which I am super excited about. I didn't have to pay that much for, and yes, I had to grab it as soon as I saw it because like I said, I've heard amazing things, and I'm excited to get into this one because I've been recently into historical fiction and I absolutely loved things set in the 1800s, so yeah, I needed to get this one. Now the next book I picked up is one that I didn't even know was in existence, and I'm absolutely excited that I got it, and it is Betrayal by R.L. Stine. Now this is the bind-up of the Fear Street series, or the Fear Street trilogy, kind of the origin of that story. And for those of you who don't know, I've mentioned before, I kind of grew up reading R.L. Stine, and then throughout high school got really into the Fear Street series because of one of my English teachers, and this is the bind-up of the 3 books that is the origin story of Fear Street and kind of everything that happened and how Fear Street became and that kind of thing. I read the first book probably like 13 years ago. My English teacher didn't have the next 2 books in the series, and the first one left off kind of on the cliffhanger, so I've been waiting 13 years to continue this trilogy and find out what happens. Yes, so I was insanely excited when I saw that this book even existed, and I had to get it as soon as I saw it. Like, I didn't even think twice. I grabbed it. I'm super excited to have it. I was going to read it immediately after getting it, but I'm probably just going to save it for Halloween because, yes, Fear Street books during Halloween are just the best. Now, the next book I got, I was contacted by the author for, and he was kind enough to send me a signed copy of his book, and that is TheVulnerable Guides by Todd Wittenmeyer. This is a sci-fi horror type of book about this ancient spirit that is loosed upon this town and is causing havoc and stuff. It sounds really interesting. I'm super glad the author contacted me about this one, so I was really glad to receive this copy. I'm super excited to get into this one fairly soon. The next book I picked up, my wife got for me from the thrift shop at her job, and that was Drowned by Junot Diaz, which I'm super excited to have. I didn't add this one into my thrift store book haul, which I'll link down below for you guys because I forgot to add it into that book haul. But she got me this one. I've been wanting to pick up more stuff from Junot Diaz because I read The Brief Runner's Life of Oscar Wilde by him last year, and it ended up being my favorite book of last year. So I'm really excited to get into more Junot Diaz. I'm excited to have this book, and yes, it is amazing. I am so excited that I have this one because it was free. Now the next book I picked up, I think it was back in April or something, but I forgot to add it into my last book haul because I forgot that I even had it, so I'm just throwing it into this book haul, and that is Eon by Alison Goodman. This is a story about a girl and dragons. That's kind of all I know about it. It's a duology. I've heard great things about it. Alison Goodman has recently released The Dark Days Club, which a lot of people have been reading and talking about recently, and yes, I'm excited to have this one. I got this one from Paperback Swap. I just swapped out a book that I did not want for this one that I actually do want to read. So I'm excited that I have this one. I've heard great things, like I said, about it. This cover is great. This was in absolutely amazing conditions. I'm excited that I finally have this book, and I can finally read this series that everyone has been raving about. Now the next book I picked up was from Book Outlet, and that was Frozen by Melissa de la Cruz and Michael Johnston. These are a husband and wife that kind of writes, a duo that writes together, and this is the first book in the Heart of Dread series. This is a post-apocalyptic story that takes place in kind of a frozen over Las Vegas. So I'm really excited about the setting. It seemed really cool when I read what it was about. I got this one for like $1 in one of their sales that they were having. I looked this cover. I hear it's pretty good. So I'm not expecting amazing things from this one, but I have it. Like I said, it was cheap, so I had to get it. And the next book I got was Salt to the Sea by Rudis Apetes. And Sarah from Sarah Ann Reads kind of tweeted a couple weeks ago that she had an extra copy of this book and wanted to sell it to somebody who was interested. So I had to grab the opportunity for it because I've been wanting to read this book for the longest time. Yes, this is a historical fiction about 4 different characters and follows this kind of sinking of the ship. I've heard amazing things about this one. This seems like it's going to be a tearjerker. It's going to be a fairly quick read. People that normally don't enjoy historical fiction have really loved Rudis Apetes. So I'm really excited to get into this one. I've had my eye on it for the longest time. I'm super, super excited that I finally now have it, and I will be getting to this one fairly soon because I've been waiting for this one for a long time. And the next book I picked up was The Sweet Fart Thing by Libba Bray. This is the 3rd book in the Gemma Doyle series, and for those of you who don't know, I've been reading and enjoying the Gemma Doyle series. I've read the first 2 books so far, and this is the last book in that trilogy. This thing is a chunker. It is 800 pages, so I'm probably going to save this for the next tome topple in September and finish off the series that way. I'm super excited I finally have it. I'm not excited that I ended up ordering a different version of it. So this is the UK paperback of it, so it's like taller than the American paperbacks. The cover's a little bit different, so I was a little disappointed that I ended up ordering the wrong version, but either way I have it and it was cheap, so yes. Now the next book I got was also from Book Outlet, and I've been waiting for this book for the longest time because I feel like they're always out of stock. Every time I was going to put orders into Book Outlet, they were always out of stock from this book, and that was Half Wild by Sally Green, the 2nd book in the Half Bad series. I picked up the first one a couple months ago. It's about this boy who is half black witch, half white witch, and his dad, I think, is like a really bad black witch, and he kind of has to decide what he wants to do, I guess, for the rest of his life. This series, I think, has an LGBTQ main character, and yes, I've heard great things about it so far. These covers are absolutely gorgeous. So I was excited when I finally went to place a Book Outlet order that they had it in stock finally, and I was able to get it because I've been wanting to start this series, but I didn't want to start it without at least having the first 2 books in it. So yes, I can finally start it because I'm excited to finally have it. And the last book that I picked up was Firefight by Brandon Sanderson. This is the 2nd book in the Reckoners trilogy. It is about a kind of post-apocalyptic event that happens where a lot of people kind of acquire superpowers, and those people with superpowers all become villains. The main character of the story, kind of his father gets killed by one of these villains, and now he's kind of out to seek his revenge. I've heard pretty good things about this series. I haven't heard the greatest things about the last book in this trilogy. So yes, I still want to read it, still want to kind of see what the fuss and the hype is about. I've heard amazing things about Brandon Sanderson and his writing. I've never read anything by him before. I was kind of waiting to start this series kind of closer to the release of the 3rd book in paperback because it's out right now in hardcover, but I don't want it in hardcover. I want it in paperback because I have them all in paperback. So we will see, but I mean, I might end up giving in and starting the series sooner than later because, like I said, I've never read anything by Brandon Sanderson before, and I kind of want to check out his writing style and everything because he's written tons of books, and I've heard great things about his writing and his other fantasy series and everything. So I'm excited that I have this book now. And I will, like I said, probably end up starting it sooner than later, so we will see what happens. So I thought I was done with my book haul, but the day after I finished filming the original haul, I ended up going to my local bargain outlet, and they had some pretty good books at some pretty good prices, so I ended up picking up 3 more books there. The first 2 books are part of a series, and that is Black City and Phoenix, both by Elizabeth Richards. These 2 books are young adult dystopian type novels about a city called Black City. I read the first 2 chapters or so of Black City, and so far it seems pretty intriguing about this kid who is like, I guess he's like a half darkling, so he's somewhat like a vampire-y type person, and I guess he starts falling in love with like the wrong person. So I absolutely loved these covers. I found these for $2, and I know Chelsea from Chelsea Palmer has them on her bookshelves, and I love the way they look on the bookshelves. So yes, I picked them up as soon as I saw them for that price. And then the third book that I found there was probably the most exciting one, and that was Iona by Alison Goodman. So now I have both books in this duology, which I'm super, super excited about. I might save these for Tome Topple in September. Like, I was originally planning on reading something else for Tome Topple, but I may just read the Eon duology for Tome Topple in September, so we will see. I'm super, super excited that I have both books in this duology, and this one was $2. So yes, I had to get it, and this is in like brand new condition, so I'm super, super excited that I found these. So yeah guys, that is it for all of the books that I picked up within May through the beginning of August now. Comment down below, let me know what you guys have picked up recently, if you guys have read any of the books that I have picked up, what your thoughts are and everything. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys all next time.